Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the football field here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coette on the call as we get set for a Week 4 matchup in this high school football season. Your Milford Scarlet Hawks in their first official home game of 2017, getting set to welcome in the North Attleboro Rocketeers, now a Davenport Division rival for the last 2 seasons. When last we left off with this Milford team, they were squaring off against Franklin in a Week 2 matchup that ended up getting shifted here to Milford High School. Milford holding a 10-7 halftime lead in that game, but Franklin making the adjustments and ultimately walking away from Milford with a 28-10 win and sending Milford to 0-2 to start the season. Both of those losses coming against non-conference opponents, and welcoming their first matchup in the Davenport Division last week as Milford traveled to Canton to take on the Bulldogs, and Milford was able to walk away with their first win of the season on the road. A hard-fought matchup against Canton, but a 21-19 win when all was said and done for the Scarlet Hawks. And that was backed by a strong performance in the running game by William Pointer. He was able to set the tone on the night with a 51-yard rushing touchdown. Milford was also able to get a TD from their quarterback Ryan Pearl, and also a defensive score as a fumble was scooped up in the end zone by Jack Philander, and again, it all totaled up to a 21-19 victory. So Milford enters into competition here tonight in second place, tied with North Attleboro and also Stoughton for second place in the Davenport Division standings. North Attleboro comes in with a record of 2-1. Their offense has been absolutely lethal so far on the season, in particular in their last 2 victories, outscoring opponents by a combined margin of 76-8. A very strong, experienced quarterback, a 3-year veteran at the helm for this North Attleboro football team. So it should be a very good matchup here tonight. We are already set for the national anthem, so a quick break here, and then we will be back with the start of the first quarter next on this coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. And we welcome you right back inside Milford High School. It is time for football as Milford and North Attleboro are out there on the field. Milford winning the coin toss just moments ago, once again electing to defer as they did 2 weeks ago when we covered the team here at home. So it will be the Milford defense starting out on the field. Sean Lehane, the junior star kicker, getting ready to send the ball away to the Rocketeers. A solid game for Sean Lehane last week, not only in his place-kicking duties, but also with some quality punts for this team, which set up very good field position in a game that was close all the way through. Just a 2-point margin of victory for Milford last week. Lehane ready to go here, sends the kick deep, and straight away just shy of the goal line, where it is met by North Attleboro, immediately trying to bring it up the middle, keeping his feet after several would-be tacklers dove in, and a nice return when all was said and done. That was number 29, Brendan McHugh, the junior, listed at 5'11", 168 pounds, and showing good athleticism, keeping his feet, taking that ball out past the 30-yard line to the 32, and that is where the Rocketeers offense will begin, led by, again, their senior quarterback, their 3-year starting veteran quarterback, Chad Peterson, who has been setting the record books at the quarterback position for the Rocketeers in each of the last 2 years. He hands it off, however, on first down. The Rocketeers also with a potent ground game, and once again, it's Brendan McHugh who gets the call after the good return. He's able to take this ball out past the 35-yard line, and a good first down carry. Second down and 5 after the 5-yard gain from McHugh. Opening minute of play in this Week 4 matchup. From the shotgun, we see the handoff again, this time to the near side, and a big gain. Brendan McHugh shouldering the load here early on, a couple of carries to go along with the good kick return, and setting up shop inside Scarlet Hawks territory. First down, Rocketeers. So 1st and 10 as we pass the first 60 seconds of this first quarter. The ball spotted right at the Milford 40. Moving the ball at will through these first few plays. And they'll continue to hand the ball off. This time it's Nathan Pierce getting the carry. And he is forced down, but not before traveling inside the Milford 35. And the nose of the football touching that 34-yard line.
6-yard gain on the play. Second down and 4 on the 34.
So a gain of 6 that time for Pierce. Back to the line of scrimmage for this North Attleboro offense. Running backs flanking the senior quarterback, and Milford with good penetration into the backfield, but still North Attleboro able to gain some positive yardage. Nicholas Ranieri, another junior.
Rocketeers rush is good for a first down.
And that will give North Attleboro yet another first down on this drive.
North Attleboro at the Milford 29.
They'll call the line of scrimmage the 29-yard line. This is similar to what we saw on the opening drive 2 weeks ago. Franklin moving with ease down the field to take the opening drive score before Milford was able to answer back. This time, the defense is able to get a quick stop on McHugh, getting his 3rd carry on this drive.
Loss of 1 on the play.
And it ends up going as a loss of a yard, setting up 2nd down and 11. As we quickly come down to 8 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Peterson this time will throw into the flat. It is completed. Nathan Pierce this time making the reception.
Chad Peterson is complete. Pass caught by number 25, Nathan Pierce.
So a steady diet of McHugh and Pierce so far on this first possession.
Brings up 3rd down and 1.
So after the 10-yard gain, it sets up 3rd down and 1. A lot of clock being used up on this opening drive, but a lot of success so far. Can the Milford defense tighten up here just inside the red zone? They're able to get a good stop, and now forcing the runner back. It's McHugh once again. And Milford ready for him that time. And so that forces North Attleboro into a loss of a yard, and that sets up 4th down and 2. They will keep the offense right out there on the field. And so a very strong opening drive. We'll see its first pivotal moment on this 4th down play. And Peterson will look to throw. Wide open is the receiver Ranieri. And he is eventually forced out of bounds, but not before he gets down to the 11. And that will set up another first down for North Attleboro.
First down.
So Milford perhaps biting on the play fake, and then Peterson with no problem making the connection with Ranieri.
First and 10. Rocketeers at the Milford 11.
And so once again on first down, we'll see the short completion to the far sideline. Marion Bresco making the catch. And he is brought down just shy of pay dirt.
The pass by number 7, Chad Peterson, was complete.
They'll mark him down at the 2, so that will set up 2nd down and 1.
9-yard gain on that play. Brings up 2nd down and 1 from the 2.
And so already now just 5.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. And North Attleboro knocking on the door of an opening drive touchdown. They will hand it off, and Milford denying the back the touchdown. And that looked to be Neil Arquilano, who was able to sneak through to make the tackle in the backfield.
gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 1.
So 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Scarlet Hawks. With 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. And they hand it off again. Plenty of running room to the far side and in for the touchdown. And it was McHugh who was so impressive on this drive. He finishes it off. A 3-yard touchdown run, and North Attleboro on the board with the point after coming up. And it looks like now the special teams out on the field ready for the point after try. And a fake. They will look for the 2-point conversion. They toss it into the end zone, and it's no good. Going just out of bounds to try to make the catch. You could see there was something tricky going on just with the way the Rocketeers broke from the huddle. It did not appear it was going to be a conventional point after try. In the end, they did try for the 2-point conversion. Omar Jasay in that near back corner of the end zone trying to make the catch, but he was out of bounds, so that will be no good on the 2-point conversion try, but still an opening drive score for the Rocketeers on the McHugh touchdown run. Gives the North Attleboro Rocketeers a 6-0 lead. Milford will get the ball as quickly the teams retake the field, so we will keep it right here as North Attleboro sets up for the kickoff. Again, it was McHugh. Who was able to bring that ball the 3 yards into the end zone. Now it is Devin Slaney, the senior, who will kick this ball away to the Scarlet Hawks. And a deep kick to the 1-yard line. It is hauled in there and out just past the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 25, that is where the Scarlet Hawks offense will come out onto the field. Had a chance to watch this team in warm-ups before the game. Both quarterbacks getting some throwing in. Ryan Pearl and also Colby Pyers. We've seen them split time so far through the early part of the season. But it is Pearl out there to start the game in that war package we have seen so much in the early part of the season. But the first running play of the night for that run-heavy set goes nowhere. And so quickly, 2nd down and 14, so a 4-yard loss.
Second down, 14.
Bringing the ball back just outside the 20. And again, from that tight run formation, Milford with nowhere to go. A very stout defensive front displayed by by North Attleboro. That time it was Will Pointer with the carry, but no room to roam. It looks like he was just able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so that sets up 3rd down and 14 as Pearl gets the play from the sidelines and will now relay it to the huddle. And once again from the same formation, Pearl under center, a man in motion. And the flip back and nowhere to go. And it'll be a fast 3-and-out for the Scarlet Hawks. So it looked like Tyler Joyce getting that toss. And so on 4th down and 9, Milford will punt, so a 3-and-out. Unable to respond to the touchdown drive for the Rocketeers. And Lehane now will send the punt away. This one lofted back towards the 30. And Milford with good special teams coverage as Anthony Gelboni was able to get back there for the quick tackle. dropping the return man right at the 30-yard line. It was Ryan Gaumond catching that punt and then immediately brought to the turf. So starting field position for North Attleboro from their own 30-yard line. Not much time on the sidelines for Peterson as he will lead his team back out with 2:45 to play in the first quarter. First and 10. They hand it off to number 25. That is Nathan Pierce, who forces his way to midfield. A gain of just under 30 yards on that carry, taking it out to the 48. So in the end, 18 yards on the carry for Pierce. First and 10 from midfield, and this Milford defense needing to find a way to make some adjustments in a hurry. And this time Peterson looking to throw, has some time, looking deep down the far sideline and in and out of the hands of the receiver. And that one incomplete. Marion Bresco, deep outside the numbers, had to slide for it in the end and just could not secure the catch. So second and 10 now for the Rocketeers. North Attleboro losing their first game of the season, but since then they have been just about unstoppable. Losing 24-14 to King Philip on week 1 on the road before defeating Bishop Feehan 34-0 and then taking down Sharon last week 42-8. That's Bresco, or excuse me, Ranieri now on the carry. Ending up crossing the field from the near side to the far side, twisting his way past the Milford 25-yard line. Milford having a very tough time bringing down these North Attleboro backs. Ball spotted at the 22. Gain of 30 for Nicholas Ranieri. We have a timeout called on the field. Milford trying to catch their breath, trying to get their bearings. It is 6-0 North Attleboro. But the Rocketeers threatening for more with 2:09 to play in the first quarter. We'll be back with more right after this on our coverage of Milford Scarlet Hawks football on Milford TV. North with a couple of chunk yardage plays so far on this drive that started back at the Milford 30. Now the ball spotted, excuse me, at the North 30, now spotted at the Milford 22. As Peterson looks to throw, has a man in the end zone, but that one overthrown, and it is incomplete. Intended for McHugh.
Brings up second down and 10, North Attleboro at the Milford 22.
So a lot of these players on offense for North Attleboro showing good versatility, equal effectiveness in the run game and the pass game. That time, Peterson just unable to connect with Brendan McHugh. That sets up second down and 10 with the ball still on the 22-yard line. We should point out that this is youth football night in Milford tonight, as Peterson had to rush that release as Milford was able to get some pressure on the quarterback this time. And so a second straight incompletion sets up 3rd and 10. The youth football players leading Milford out onto the field prior to the start of this one tonight. You see a lot of the red and white jerseys for the youth football teams in the stands. We'll see a youth football matchup at halftime. A lot of enthusiasm for this first official home game of the season. On 3rd down, Peterson again looking to throw, and a bobble, but then the catch eventually secured by number 28, Ryan Gaumond. That ball popping straight up in the air, but Gaumond able to stay with it. eventually was able to haul it in and gain the first down for the Rocketeers, taking the ball down right to the 10.
First down and goal.
So first and goal now for the Rocketeers. And they will huddle it up here as we tick down to 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. A first quarter that has been controlled almost completely by the Rocketeers. First down handoff again to McHugh.
Number 29, Brendan McHugh, ball carrier.
He's able to take it down to the 6-yard line where it will be second down and goal. A crisp night here in Milford. We experienced some temperatures upwards of 90 degrees earlier in the week, but it feels much more like football weather now. On second down, again the give goes to McHugh. Milford trying to wrestle him down. Nearly half the team converges before finally McHugh hits the turf.
Met by a wall of Milford defenders.
The elusive back ends up coming to a stop just inside the 10-yard line. So a loss on the play as McHugh tried to work his way out of Milford's grasp. It will be third and goal. So a flag coming in at the end of that play, and a face mask call, personal foul against Milford. So not
Automatic first down for North Attleboro.
what the Scarlet Hawks were looking for there. So instead of a third down and goal from the 9, we'll see first and goal with the ball spotted on the 5.
First and goal from the 5.
So now Peterson, he will keep it himself, running to the near sideline and tiptoes his way in for the touchdown. The 5-yard strike on the keeper for Chad Peterson. And that doubles the North Attleboro lead to 12-0 with the point after coming up. A couple of rushing touchdowns so far for this Rocketeers offense. And so we'll see what North Attleboro tries here, if they go for the straight PAT or if we see another attempt at the 2-point conversion. The snap down, the kick away, and the kick is good. So this time the successful PAT, and that will give North Attleboro a 13-0 lead over Milford with just 34 seconds to go in the first quarter on this coverage of Milford High School athletics right here on Milford TV. A 13-0 lead now for North Attleboro. And while we have the opportunity, we do want to welcome in all of our viewers who are tuned into us via our live streaming internet coverage of tonight's football matchup. So if you're tuned into us via the live stream app on our educational feed, or if you're tuned into us over on milfordtv.net, we certainly welcome you in to tonight's football action. Tim Coet here on the call for Milford TV, and unfortunately for Scarlet Hawks fans, not a whole lot to cheer about so far. Milford's offense has been on the field for just 3 plays so far. North Attleboro with 2 touchdown drives to take early control of this one. Now Slaney again will kick it away. High arcing kick and a bobble for Milford, eventually able to secure it. It's O'Toole now with some room towards the near sideline, and he is forced down, but not before he advances past the 35-yard line. So O'Toole, it looked like he was flirting with disaster there early. Took him a long time to be able to secure that catch, bobbling it several times, but was able to keep his forward momentum. That's a decent starting field position for Milford right at the 35.
First and 10, Milford at their own 35.
So some early movement on the line as flags come in. That play stopped before it begins. Pearl remaining under center, a slightly different looking formation for Milford on the second drive. And a false start penalty going against Milford.
Penalty, replay, first down.
And there has not been a whole lot of positive yardage gained by this offense so far tonight. It'll now be first down and 15 as Milford hustles to the line. The toss back to William Pointer, and he is in trouble and forced down back at the 25-yard line, and that will be another 5-yard loss. After the penalty was assessed, now a 5-yard loss on the rushing attempt for Pointer will set up second down and 20.
Second down and 20 from the 25.
And that will be the final play we see in the opening quarter. Again, a quarter that was controlled thoroughly by the North Attleboro Rocketeers offense, a 13-0 lead. Milford was on the losing end of a lopsided score when these two teams met up a season ago, a game that actually had to be postponed due to some torrential rains down in the North Attleboro area, North playing on a natural grass field as their home facility. So that game ended up having to be pushed back several days. But when it was ultimately played, again, it was a one-sided affair. Milford was able to score on their first possession, but from there, North Attleboro controlling and ultimately winning the game by a final score of 35-7. The big hero in that game last season for the Rocketeers was their senior running back, Bobby Mylod, who collected 139 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Chad Peterson also collected 2 long touchdown passes in the first half to put North Attleboro comfortably ahead. So ready to go now with second quarter action as the field is flipped. Milford now attacking from left to right, and it looked like a bobble on that carry initially for Pointer. Ends up in a third down and long situation for Milford, and they will be forced to punt yet again. In the end, a 1-yard gain, it looks like, on that run for Pointer. Still in the opening minute of this second quarter. And now looking to throw, and the pass is completed to Pointer as Pearl was hit as he released it. And Pointer getting close to that first down yardage, and it looks like he will have.
Pass by was complete, number 22.
Initially it looked like he had enough, but now we'll see if we get a measurement. No, it will be shy of the first down. The ball spotted right at the 35-yard line, so it will be fourth down and a short one. And so despite the fourth and short, Milford will go the conservative route and punt, and Lehane, with pressure looming, is able to get that kick away. No attempt at a return for North Attleboro as the ball comes to a stop at the 23-yard line. So the Scarlet Hawks not wanting to roll the dice on that fourth down and 1. Again, it was more like fourth down and half a yard with the way the ball was spotted, but ultimately punting the ball away, and that will give the North Attleboro offense an opportunity to come right back onto the field, as Milford so far has failed to gain a single first down in 2 offensive opportunities. So with 9 minutes and 18 seconds left, first and 10 for the Rocketeers. They will keep it on the ground, where again Peterson will carry it himself, fresh off of a touchdown run the last time North Attleboro touched the football.
Number 7, Chad Peterson on the keeper.
Peterson ends up out of bounds after that run. A gain of 8 yards on that rushing attempt for the quarterback.
Brings up 2nd down and 2.
So Chad Peterson, very impressive with the skill set he has displayed so far here in the first half. Now hands it off, trying to turn the corner on the far sideline, but unable to do so was Nicholas Ranieri. He is forced down quickly. So that will set up 3rd down and a decent-sized loss on that play for North Attleboro. They end up losing 6 yards, so a good defensive play that time. 8.5 minutes to play in the first half. So Peterson now will look to throw, looks over the middle, now throws to the far sideline, and it is incomplete. Again, just a little bit out in front of his intended target. That time it was Nathan Pierce racing outside the numbers on the far side. And that will set up 4th down and 8. Although there is a flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
Flag on the play.
Looks to be a hold. So holding call against North Attleboro, the penalty accepted. So that will set up 3rd down and 18. So again, another interesting call. Instead of declining the penalty and going with the 4th down play, instead Milford taking the penalty yardage. Now they flush Peterson from the pocket. He throws to the sideline where he throws it out of bounds. And so now it will be 4th down. So again, Milford is able to get the quarterback flushed from the pocket. And so now on the 4th and 18, looks like Milford will force the first North Attleboro punt of the night. So the defense now starting to get their feet under them a bit. Clock right now frozen at 8:05 to play. And so before we see a North Attleboro punt, we'll see a timeout taken on the field. We'll take the timeout as well. Again, 8 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the first half. It is a 13-0 North Attleboro lead over Milford here on Milford TV. Fourth and 18 for North Attleboro out of the timeout. It is Peterson, the quarterback, who will end up making this kick. Milford stays away from it, and North Attleboro downs it at the North 49-yard line. So this is the first time Milford will step inside enemy territory tonight. Getting starting field position at the Rocketeer 49. With 7 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the half. Again, Milford won the coin toss to start this game, elected to defer to the second half, so they will have the ball to start the third quarter, but certainly important for Milford to try to chip away at the deficit. It is still just a 2-score game at this point. At 13-0. Milford, first things first, looking for their first down gained of the contest. Pearl will look to throw on first down, sending it to the far side where it is incomplete. Trying to catch Caden Kelly in full stride down the numbers, but Ball out in front and incomplete. Second down and 10. Caden Kelly has not had a chance to play a large role in this offense so far with such a run-dominant offensive scheme through these early weeks of the season. Great speed and athleticism from the senior, known for his skills on the basketball court, but also good skill set at the wide receiver position as well. As Milford is in trouble, the ball squirts out at the end, but they will rule that Tyler Joyce was down.
Number 17, Tyler Joyce.
And the Milford fans not happy with some of that contact absorbed by Tyler Joyce during that play. A good, hard, physical play.
Brings up 3rd down and 12 for Milford at their own 49.
Third down and 12 now. And Pointer will get the carry, racing to the far side. He is wrestled down for another Milford loss, and that will set up 4th down. And Milford starting this drive just inside Rocketeer territory. Will once again face a 4th down and long, and it looks like again the punt unit will come out onto the field. And a lot of shell-shocked faces on the Milford side, as they have not been able to enjoy any offense on the home side to this point on the night. Another Lehane punt, this one reeled in at about the 12-yard line. Brought close to the 25 before the return man was sent out of play, stopping the clock with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this first half. So the line of scrimmage will be right on the North Attleboro 25-yard line. Peterson with the completion in the flat to McHugh, now zigzagging past a couple of tacklers out past the 30-yard line.
Pass by number 7, Chad Peterson was complete.
They mark him down at the 34. Make it the 33. As the clock continues to roll, close to 5.5 minutes to play. To throw over the middle, the pass is complete, out past the 50-yard line, now forcing his way forward, and finally brought down at the Milford 44-yard line. And that was Nathan Pierce with another reception right over the middle, and then taking a couple of Milford defenders out across the 45-yard line to the 44. We go under 5 minutes to play in the half. Peterson from the shotgun, a running back to his left. And he will run it himself. Up ahead, racing past the defense, accelerating inside the 10 to the 5, diving towards the pylon. Is he in? And just shy of the goal line, down to the 1-yard line. So 43 yards on the rushing play by the quarterback. Chad Peterson brought down just shy of the touchdown. And so it will be 1st and goal for North Attleboro from the 1. Such quick acceleration out of Peterson. is able to race away from the Milford secondary. Milford able to close in just in time to deny the touchdown, at least for the moment. On 1st and goal, North Attleboro plowing ahead, and they are in for the touchdown. It's McHugh who finishes it off. He scores his 2nd touchdown of the game. A 1-yard rushing score. And right now it makes it 19-0. And again, setting up for the point after try. And the kick is up and good. Jeffrey Wilson with the point after. The 43-yard running play by the quarterback Peterson finished off with the 1-yard touchdown rush by McHugh. And it is now 20-0, North Attleboro over Milford, here on coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. A big mountain for Milford to climb now, 20 points down with just over 4 minutes to play in the first half, as this line drive kick touches down at the 20, will roll back to the goal line, and it kicks off the pylon. And so we wait now as a flag comes in at the end of the play. That ball again hit off the pylon. Milford player in the end zone with his knee down. Ended up stopping the progress of the football. And so they will say the penalty is on North Attleboro for kicking the ball out of bounds. So that will allow Milford to start from the 30. And right now the only fan base you can hear from is on the North Attleboro side. The hardy fans over on the visitors' side with plenty to cheer for. And as we see this Milford offense come back out onto the field, we see the quarterback change, as right now Colby Pyers is out there, the sophomore. And he hands it off on 1st down. Ryan O'Toole getting the carry. But once again, negative yardage, which has been a common theme of this first half. 3:48 to play until halftime. Pyers now from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to O'Toole, rolls out to his left. The catch is made by Chappelle Feaster, but sliding to a stop. Downed after a gain of about 3 yards. Setting up 3rd down and 9.
2-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down and 9 for Milford at their own 31.
And so again, Milford in dire need of a 1st down. They have not had one yet tonight. Pyers claps his hand as he awaits the snap. He will look to throw. Has to throw off balance, and it is incomplete. As he looked for Lucas Rosa, the sophomore. And the incompletion sets up 4th down and 9.
Brings up 4th down and 9 for the Scarlet
And with
Hawks.
2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the half,
31.
Milford with their 4th 3-and-out of the game. Lahane with another booming kick. Caught at the North Attleboro 29-yard line, and then a hard tackle made at the 34. tackle made by Rosa.
Punt return by North Attleboro stopped at the 35-yard line.
So first down and 10 for the Rocketeers from the 35.
From their own 35.
And this weary Milford defense back out there. Milford has seen the majority of this game take place with their defense out there. Milford cheerleading squad trying to instill some confidence as the direct snap goes to number 9, Nicholas Ranieri.
Nicholas Ranieri, the ball carrier on the direct snap.
Ranieri is listed as a quarterback on this roster.
6-yard gain on the play brings up second.
A bit of a
down and
wildcat
4.
play
North
that
Attleboro.
time for the Rocketeers.
42.
And so no, it looks like Ranieri will remain out there under center. And he runs ahead himself, spins off a tackle, now is forced down hard at the Milford 40.
Number 9, Nicholas Ranieri, the ball carrier on the direct snap.
And so Peterson with still a minute 46 to go in the half, not out there for this 5th North Attleboro drive.
First down and 10, North Attleboro.
As the two teams take the timeout. Peterson with that long running play on the previous drive. Did not look to be shaken up after, so perhaps just giving Ranieri some playing time under center. Either way, the timeout called on the field with just a minute 46 seconds to go. A big lead for North Attleboro, up 20-0. Back with more next on Milford TV. Out of the timeout, more of Nicholas Ranieri operating this offense. The handoff this time goes to number 33, Zach DiMatteo. And he is brought down for a loss.
Number 33, Zach DiMatteo, the ball carrier.
So perhaps North taking their foot off the accelerator just a bit with the 20-point lead close to the half.
Second down, 14.
Second down and 15 now. And once again, Ranieri will run it himself up the middle for a gain of a few. The Milford defense coming into this game tonight had allowed 81 points through the first 3 weeks of the season, which was the second highest points allowed total in the Davenport division. You can now tack 20 points onto that, so they have now allowed just over 100 points through 3 weeks and now 2 quarters. And on the other side of the ball, scoring just 38 points on offense through their first 3 games. And they have been shut out so far here tonight. With a minute 5 to go in the second quarter. Third down and 12. Ranieri looking to throw, has a man open down the far side, but incomplete. Could not stay in bounds to make the catch.
Out of bounds down the sideline.
Marion Bresco making the catch, but out of bounds, setting up 4th down and 12.
There's a 4th down and 12 for North Attleboro.
The ball spotted on the Milford 41-yard line. So right now, North taking their time, huddling up. 57 seconds remain on the clock. Milford's defense trying to catch their breath out there on this cool night here in Milford. And now set to go. Right now the offense staying out there and looking to throw is Ranieri. Gets out of trouble and heaves it down the field. The receiver having to circle back, almost made up the ground.
Nicholas Ranieri falls incomplete.
But the pass is incomplete. Again, looking for Bresco. And so that will be a turnover on downs.
The result of the play is a turnover on downs to Milford.
So the Milford offense has a chance to come back out onto the field. Just the second North Attleboro drive of this first half to not result in points. 5 offensive possessions for the Rocketeers.
First down and 10, Milford from their own 40.
First and 10 Hawks from the 41. It's Pyers again out there. Two receivers to the near side as Pyers drops back, rolls to his right, now throws over the middle and right on target. Looking for Brendan White, but the pass incomplete. And White very frustrated with himself as that throw was right on the money for what would have been Milford's first down play of the evening.
Second down and 10, Milford at their own 40.
So instead now second down and 10. Again, Pyers drops back, rolls out, has defenders converging, gets the pass away, and it's completed to Chappelle Feaster just inside North Attleboro territory, and there is a first down play for Milford, and that immediately brings the Milford crowd to life. They've been waiting for it. Getting the ball to Chappelle Feaster. And one thing we have seen through the early weeks of this season is anytime Chappelle Feaster is involved in a play, something exciting happens. And it happens there again, finally delivering Milford their first down they have been sorely looking for. Will that give Milford any momentum? A low snap picked up by Pyers. Now he'll throw deep down the field looking for White, dives for it, and it's incomplete.
Pass by Pyers falls incomplete. Intended for White down the sideline.
Just out of the grasp of the junior Brendan White. He's been close to making a couple of receptions on this drive. That one just slightly overthrown by Pyers, but that time he had a chance to stay in the pocket and set his feet. And a very good throw up the near sideline, but just slightly out in front of White. Now second down. Clean snap this time to Pyers. Flushed out, throws to the sideline. It's incomplete. Again, looking for Feaster.
Pass by Pyers falls incomplete.
Just 16 seconds left now in the half. And a third down and 10 play coming up for Milford.
48.
Pyers now getting the play call from head coach Anthony Vizakis. Coach Vizakis getting his first win as a head coach last week. If he's to get his second here tonight, his team is going to need to mount a serious comeback. Milford ready now on third down and 10. Pyers this time trying to roll to his left, took a hard shot as he sent that throw out toward number 33, Lucas Rosa, flagged down. Clock stopped with 9 seconds to go. The officials now picking up the flag, continuing to talk things over.
Holding on North Attleboro. Automatic first down to Milford.
So it was a holding call against North Attleboro, giving Milford the first down with 9 seconds left. And before we see what could possibly be the final play of the half, we see timeout called on the field. And so Milford goes over their options now with their head coach, the entire staff out there right now, and among that coaching staff out there for Milford in this game is Alex Dion, who is the freshman football coach, and as of the spring of 2018 will be the new head coach of the Milford Scarlet Hawks baseball team. The news breaking just a little over 24 hours ago that Coach Paul Pellegrini, after 5 years as head coach of the Milford varsity baseball team, will be stepping down. And Coach Dion immediately appointed to the position after serving as Coach Pellegrini's assistant. So, Coach Pellegrini, we certainly wish him well, a terrific career as head coach, but excited for the future with a very talented coach in Alex Dion. But that is still several months away. Now the closing seconds of this half as Pyers look to hit Feaster up the middle. But again, an overthrow. The pass incomplete, and the clock stopped with 3 seconds left. Feaster had gotten behind the defense. It would have been a touchdown, but well beyond the grasp of Feaster. Chappelle Feaster, now a junior, listed at 5'7", 175 pounds, but extremely fast, extremely athletic.
From the North Attleboro 44.
Second down and 10, 3 seconds left. Another low snap, picked up off the turf by Pyers, and now he's thrown down to the ground. And North Attleboro with the sack. They end this first half with an exclamation point as the sophomore Pyers is thrown down for the loss. And that is that for the first half. So Milford unable to put any points on the board through the first 22 minutes. And they will take a 20-0 deficit into halftime. Plenty for Coach Vizakis to talk about with his team at the half. We will step away. The youth team's out there on the field for halftime, so you'll have an opportunity, if you're watching us on the live stream, to watch the youngsters out there on the field, and we will be back with second half action between Milford and North Attleboro when we come back next here on Milford TV. And once again, we welcome you back inside the football field here at Milford High School. Time for second half action to get underway between the Scarlet Hawks and the visiting North Attleboro Rocketeers. It is a 20-0 Rocketeer lead. Milford will receive the football to open the second half after winning the opening kickoff, electing to defer. Milford taking until the closing seconds of the first half to gain just their initial first down of the night. Colby Pyers replacing Ryan Pearl, taking a couple of shots downfield, hoping to get it in the end zone late. We're unable to do so. This kick drifts into the waiting hands of Chappelle Feaster, accelerates through the first level of the North Attleboro special teams, and is finally wrestled out of play past the 40-yard line. And there he is again, Chappelle Feaster. North Attleboro taking the chance, kicking it in Feaster's direction, and he ends up bringing it out to the 41-yard line. That is where the Scarlet Hawks will begin.
Return by Feaster. First and 10, Milford from their own 41.
And it will be Colby Pyers leading the offense back out onto the field. He was the recipient of hard contact on the last play of the first half, a sack in which he was thrown down to the ground. On first down, he will toss it back to Ryan O'Toole. O'Toole staying in bounds, taking a hit as he bounces out at the North Attleboro 45. So a big gain for the senior captain, and immediately pushing Milford into Rocketeer territory. The ball spotted at the 46.
15-yard gain on the play. First and 10, Milford at the North
So call it a gain of
46.
15 for O'Toole. And Pyers puts it right back in the hands of the senior captain, and this time O'Toole is swarmed right at the line. And no gain on the carry that time. There is a flag down. And O'Toole a little bit ginger as he heads to the sideline. Looks to be favoring the left leg. Able to get off the field on his own power. Chop block.
Chop block on Milford.
Going against the Scarlet Hawks, this pushes them back. So from Rocketeer territory all the way down to the Milford 39-yard line as the 15-yard penalty is assessed.
It'll be first down and 25.
Ryan O'Toole continuing to shake out that leg, maybe favoring the calf on that left leg. Hard to tell at this point. So right now remains on the sidelines. On first down and 25, they toss it back. Now it's Pointer looking to throw it downfield. He has a man open and the catch is made. Milford opens up the bag of tricks as the pass is completed downfield to Tyler Joyce.
Let's go, Joyce! Get that, Joyce! Let's go, Joyce! Yeah!
And Pointer showing off his arm. And this Milford crowd very enthused after that trick play pulled off nicely. Bringing the ball down to the 15-yard line, a 46-yard gain. Pointer to Joyce, and now Pointer will get the carry, and he is met by 3 defenders, is able to shake off the initial contact, and finally is forced down. So Pointer with a 51-yard touchdown run last week, and now a 46-yard pass to Tyler Joyce. That in all likelihood is the longest pass play Milford's been able to pull off this season.
1 yard gain on the play. Second down and
this time Pointer with just the single yard gained on the ground. Setting up 2nd and 9. Again, Pyers claps the hands. Takes the snap, looks to throw, lofts it towards the end zone again, looking for Joyce, who is there, and he makes the catch. And it's a touchdown for the Scarlet Hawks. A 19-yard touchdown pass from Pyers to Joyce, and Milford is on the scoreboard. So after an elongated halftime, Milford able to make some adjustments, open up the pass game, and they come through with the score. Milford right now lining up for the point after. The kick away. And the kick is no good.
No good. Try unsuccessful.
An unsuccessful point after try, a rarity for Sean Lehane, so it keeps Milford's point total at 6, now 20-6 the score. After the Milford touchdown, we will be right back with more next here on Milford TV. Lehane unsuccessful on the point after try, now kicking away back to the Rocketeers as the ball drifts to the 6-yard line, picked up there by McHugh. He hurdles over a defender, crosses the 25-yard line. It's brought to a stop, looks like the 27. Eight minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Milford takes the opening drive of the second half down for a touchdown.
At their own 26.
So back down to a 2-score lead for the Rocketeers as they do send Chad Peterson back out onto the field. He hands it off to McHugh, who forces his way up the middle. Running well, just as he did in the first half. We didn't see a lot of Peterson or McHugh in the later stages of the second half, but both back out there now after Milford's touchdown.
At their own 37.
Meanwhile, a first down for North Attleboro. Ball now spotted at the 37. Peterson, the handoff to Nicholas Ranieri, who took over as quarterback late in the first half and has a big gain here on the ground deep inside Scarlet Hawks territory, brought to a stop at the 37-yard line.
27-yard gain on the play. First and 10, North Attleboro.
So after the 27-yard gain
36
for the junior, Nicholas Ranieri, North Attleboro in good position to respond to the Milford touchdown. And Ranieri will get the give once again, but this time he is brought down in the backfield. A couple of Scarlet Hawks defenders back there teaming up on the tackle. Among them, number 62, Pat Brajoli, the senior captain.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Dropping the back for a loss of 2.
Brajoli. Second down and 12 from the 38.
Now second down and 12 for the Rocketeers. Peterson with McHugh to his left. 3 receivers to the near side. It's McHugh on the carry. Stutter step and then dives forward to the 35. A modest gain that time for McHugh. Sets up third down and long. With 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ranieri now the lone back as Peterson looks to throw, looking for the far sideline, and the pass is broken up.
By Chad Peterson is incomplete.
And that was Feaster in the secondary, breaking up that pass. And that sets up fourth down and 8 now for the Rocketeers.
North Attleboro from the Milford 34.
North Attleboro converting on a fourth down try in the first half. They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th and 8. With the ball spotted on the Milford 35-yard line, but
Timeout, Milford.
Milford calling the timeout before we see a play run here. Stopping the clock at 6:03 to go. A quick look at the standings while we have an opportunity. Still things very close as we are still in week 4, but that being said, a lot of games final from this past week. With the holiday here, Yom Kippur on this Friday, a lot of teams taking the field on Thursday. King Philip with a 28-10 win over Mansfield yesterday. Foxborough over Canton, 27-21 in overtime. Oliver Ames a 40-22 win over Franklin, and Stoughton blanking Sharon 33-0. So all but 2 games in the Hockomock League taking place yesterday as this ball squirts out. Covered up by North Attleboro, but well shy of the yard to gain. So for the second time, we'll see Milford force a turnover on downs on the defensive side. So despite a couple of big plays,
First and 10, Milford at their own 34.
North Attleboro ends up sending it back to the Scarlet Hawks with the score remaining 20-6. So can Milford start to gain some traction here in the third quarter? A score and then a stop on defense. The offense back on the field, 1st and 10 from their own 30, from their own 35-yard line. As Pyers rolls out, and the pass is batted down, nearly picked off.
Pass sent by Pyers was knocked down.
Jonathan James,
Pass knocked down
the
number
junior
17,
for
Jonathan
North
James,
Attleboro,
North
getting a
Attleboro.
hand on that, and again, nearly pulling it down.
2nd down and 10, Milford at their own 34.
Milford will huddle it up, 2nd down and 10 with 5:47 to go in the 3rd. Tyler Joyce, who made the touchdown grab, is out wide to the near side. As Pyers drops back, throws it over the middle, complete to Feaster. Trying to force his way to the 1st down gain, and he does get there. Getting it to the Milford 46. Good enough for the 1st down.
1st and 10, Milford from their own 46.
And so a much better feel, a much better pace for this Milford offense here in the 3rd quarter. Starting to gain a little bit of confidence. Pyers again will look to throw. He is immediately on the run and tripped up from behind. The 2nd sack for North Attleboro. This time it was number 33, Zach DiMatteo.
Number 33, Zach DiMatteo with the sack for the Rocketeers.
Getting the legs of Pyers, dragging him down.
Loss of 12 on the play.
And a huge loss, 12 yards on that sack.
22 for Milford.
Pyers in trouble right from the start, running for his life towards the far sidelines and eventually brought down. Second down and 23 as they send it back to Will Pointer again. It looked like Pointer wanted to send that downfield, but North Attleboro was ready for it this time, and another big loss, and Milford is going in the wrong direction in a big way on those last 2 plays.
Sacked on the play.
And right now it is 3rd down and an eternity to go for Milford. 3rd down and 32.
Brings up 3rd down and 33 for the Scarlet Hawks.
We'll see what kind of play Milford elects to go with here with a lot of yards needed. Pyers will look to throw, lofts it up down the sideline. Joyce unable to get there. It's incomplete. Marion Bresco going step for step with Joyce down the near sideline. The ball was on target, but defended well by North. And that will set up a Scarlet Hawks punt. So the sack and the big loss on the attempted pass by Pointer quickly brought an end to what initially looked like it could be a promising drive for Milford after the nice pass completed from Pyers to Chappelle Feaster. Timeout is taken. There are 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. The scoreboard unchanged, 20-6 in favor of North Attleboro. And so with those final scores in mind, the only other game left to be played in the Hockomock League in Week 4 is Taunton against Attleboro. As this ball is punted deep, sending North all the way back to their own 20-yard line, now returned out across the 30. And dropped down, it looked like, at the 32.
At the 32-yard line.
But a very good
with the tackle.
Milford punt, and Feaster finishing off the play with the tackle. So as things stand right now, it is the Foxborough Warriors who are all alone in first place in the Davenport standings. An overall record of 3-1, a perfect 2-0 record within Hockomock League play. Milford coming into the night tied with North Attleboro and Stoughton for second place. Milford at 1-2 overall, but 1-0 within Hawk play. North Attleboro 2-1 overall, 1-0 in league play. With Stoughton 3-1 overall after a win last night, 1-1 within league play. The running play for McHugh on first down, and he is dropped quickly. Brought down by number 29 for Milford. That is Neil Arquilano.
Tackled by number 29, Neil Arquilano.
Clock rolling, under 3 minutes to play.
Second down, 8 from the 34.
Second down and 8 for the Rocketeers after that short gain for Brendan McHugh. Peterson fakes the handoff, lofts it to the far sideline, but too hot to handle for Nathan Pierce. And it'll be third down.
Brings up third down and 8 for North Attleboro at their own 34.
So the North Attleboro offense, not quite the well-oiled machine they were over the first 2 quarters of this matchup. And again, it was a longer than usual halftime with the youth football matchup, followed by a performance from the Milford High School marching band. So about a 16-minute halftime. On third down and 8, Peterson with some time now forced out, and he lofts a pass to the near sideline where it is completed. He was able to keep that play alive just long enough, and eventually Brendan McHugh was able to get open for the catch and the first down. So Milford's defense sending the North QB on the run, but still able to make something happen. Frustration for the Milford defense, as it will now be 1st and 10 for the Rocketeers from their own 49. And right back into the hands of McHugh, who crosses the 50, stays on his feet past the 45, down to the 40. And near the first down yardage, will they move the chains? Instead, they'll say a 9-yard gain for McHugh. Second down and 1 with 1:54 to play in the third quarter. Back to McHugh now to the near sideline. Bounces off of one tackle and is eventually dropped down at the 37.
His rush good for a first down for North Attleboro.
Good enough for the first down. And it keeps the clock rolling down toward 90 seconds to play in the half.
1st and 10 North Attleboro from the Milford 36.
Rocketeers retaking the line. A little bit of early movement on the line, no flags thrown, as McHugh gets yet another handoff. This Milford defense getting a steady diet of Brendan McHugh. Last year it was Bobby Mylod doing the damage on the ground. This year it is Brendan McHugh.
9-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 1 from the 27.
All Colby Pyers can do on the sideline right now is continue to keep the arm loose right now, throwing along with Milford quarterbacks coach Zach Lanzetta. Lanzetta still with plenty of zip on the arm himself, just a couple of years removed from leading the Scarlet Hawks offense. This time it's Ranieri with the carry. He bulls his way up the middle.
Number 9, Nicholas Ranieri, the ball carrier.
Brought to a stop close to that first down yardage, and they do signal to move the chains as the clock ticks down, about to see the final 10 seconds of this third quarter unfold, and North Attleboro will be content to allow these final seconds to elapse. So that is all for the third quarter. The only score in the period was the Milford touchdown on the opening drive of the second half, bringing the score to 20-6, and that is where it resides now, as we will pause and we will have the start of quarter number 4 for you when we return next. Again, 20-6 North Attleboro over Milford on this Hockomock League Davenport Division matchup right here on Milford TV. Again, we welcome you inside the football field here at Milford High School. Fourth quarter now underway. Chad Peterson, the quarterback, hit after he releases that throw to the near sideline, in and out of the hands of Pierce. Pressure from the Milford defense.
Brings up second down and 10 for North Attleboro from the Milford 25.
And after the incompletion, second down and 10. The ball spotted right at the Milford 45-yard line, 25-yard line. Peterson quickly puts it in the hands of McHugh.
McHugh, the ball
Somersaults his way across the 20-yard line as he comes to a stop.
5-yard gain on the play. Brings up third down and 5 for North Attleboro from the Milford 20.
It ends up as a gain of 5 for McHugh. Second down and 5. More work to do for this Milford defense that has been forced to expend a lot of energy over the course of this night. They've held North off the scoreboard so far in the second half, but the Rocketeers threatening here. Peterson over the middle and too easy, wide open for the catch. And a 20-yard touchdown.
Number 7, Chad Peterson, complete to number 14, Nolan Buckley for the score.
Complete to Nolan Buckley, making his first catch of the night. And North Attleboro now up to a 26-6 lead with the point after pending. North Attleboro on just their second possession of the second half. They come through with the touchdown grab. And the extra point away. And the kick is good. 9 minutes and 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. North Attleboro strikes again, upping their lead to 27-6 here in this Hockomock League football matchup on Milford TV. North Attleboro lining up to kick the ball back to the Scarlet Hawks. The kick is away, and this time they make sure they keep it away from Chappelle Feaster. And eventually Milford brought down at the 15. It was O'Toole on the return as a flag comes in right at the end of that kick return. So the Milford offense huddling it up before they head back out onto the field, waiting to see how this penalty is assessed. Just 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this football game. Right now the ball spotted on the 18, but the penalty going against Milford, so they will get pushed back. The 10-yard penalty assessed. So it will be 1st and 10 Milford now from just inside their own 10-yard line on what was a holding call.
1st and 10 from the 10.
A long field for Pyers. Takes the snap and immediately hands it off to O'Toole. He's able to find a bit of a seam up the middle past the 10. A gain of a couple. Just a 2-yard gain as it turns out.
Down and 9 from the 11.
Clock ticking down to 9 minutes to play. As Pyers lofts the pass in the flat to O'Toole, trying to tightrope walk down that near sideline, but he's forced out. Across to the 16-yard line.
6-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 3 from the 17.
3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Hawks. Pyers again taking that stroll from the sideline back to the huddle to relay the play call. Pyers will look to throw it, finds Feaster. The pass complete, dives across the 20-yard line and ends up getting just enough, it appears, for the 1st down. And indeed he does.
And that play is good for his Scarlet Hawks.
So Feaster hauls in his 2nd catch of the game.
1st down and 10 Milford from their own 20.
Gives Milford the fresh set of downs from the 20. Milford down now by 3 scores. Now Pyers over the middle. He had Caden Kelly open, but the throw was off target. Had Caden Kelly crossing over the middle of the field, but the ball sent several yards away from Kelly's reach.
Pass was intended for Caden Kelly. That brings up 2nd down and 10 for Milford.
We've seen pretty good accuracy on the throws so far tonight from Pyers. That was really the first major misfire. Young sophomore quarterback thrust into the spotlight, as now again he is in trouble, is able to get rid of the football.
Pass by Pyers falls incomplete.
Sends it in the neighborhood of Lucas Rosa. But incomplete, and now a 3rd down and 10.
Brings up 3rd down and 10 for Milford at their own 20.
The clock right now stopped with 7 minutes and 56 seconds to go. A loss for Milford would drop them to 1-3 on the season. And this North Attleboro defense, meanwhile, that had allowed just 8 total points in their last 2 games, has now allowed just 6 points tonight to the Scarlet Hawks. As timeout is called on the field, we will take the timeout as well. Just 7 minutes and 56 seconds left, a 27-6 lead for North Attleboro over Milford here on Milford TV. Third and 10 for the Scarlet Hawks. Trying to keep the drive alive as Pyers drops back. He'll send it deep downfield, looking for Feaster, who makes the catch and ends up taking a seat at the Rocketeers' 42-yard line, trying to make a move to stop that defender. Instead stopped his own momentum, but still a big gain and another phenomenal catch for Chappelle Feaster.
38-yard gain on the play.
38 yards on the reception for the junior. And just another situation where Pyers just tossed it up there and allowed Feaster's speed to do the rest, trusting that the junior would get there, and get there he did. And now Pyers rolling to his right, again looking for Feaster. Did he keep the feet in bounds? No, he did not. Incomplete.
Pass by Pyers falls incomplete to Chappelle Feaster. He was out of bounds.
Feaster continues to be a must-watch out there on the field. Think back to his freshman year a couple of years ago, making a big splash in one of the first varsity games he played in. Coming through with what I believe was a 45-yard touchdown run. Still 7.5 minutes left on the clock. 2nd and 10 for Milford. The whistle here halts play. And apparently making an adjustment to where that ball was spotted. Now Pyers takes the snap and able to get the throw away, and the penalty flag comes in as the defender went over the back. As that throw came in, so it should be, it appeared to be a pass interference call against North Attleboro. As the ball was thrown again towards Tyler Joyce. And so there it is, the pass interference against North Attleboro.
Yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Scarlet Hawks. First and 10, Milford from the North Attleboro.
Moves Milford ahead 15 yards on the penalty. 1st and 10. Inside the 30, the quick throw over the middle is complete.
Pass by Pyers is
Caden
complete.
Kelly able to make the catch.
Caught by Caden Kelly.
Brings Milford down.
Brings up 2nd down and 5 from the 22-yard line.
To the 22. With the clock about to tick under 7 minutes. Myers gets the snap. Stands in there again, takes a punishing hit as he throws that one over the middle, well over his intended receiver.
Brings up 3rd down and 5 for Milford from the North Attleboro 22.
So another hard hit for this young sophomore to absorb. So now 3rd down. Fires again from the shotgun. And he sends the pass backwards to Pointer. And Pointer brought down shy of the first down. Well shy of the first down.
Will Pointer with the carry.
So on 4th down, Milford will keep the offense out there as Pointer ended up with a 1-yard loss. Takes the snap, heaves it down the far sideline, and that one thrown out of bounds.
In the corner of the end zone.
And that will result in a turnover on down, so the drive stalls in the end for Milford as Pyers could not get that throw to Joyce, who was racing towards the end zone. And so with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left, the ball goes back to the Rocketeers, up 27-6. And you would certainly think we will see some clock management out of the Rocketeers here as they retake the field, trying to cruise their way to a 3-1 start to their season. A team that entered the Davenport division for the first time last year, ended up winning a division title. Ended up advancing all the way to the Division II South final a year ago. Bringing their quarterback back into the fold for this season, as well as several other key pieces on offense and defense, and right now looking like they are really going to be a force to be reckoned with as this Hockomock League schedule unfolds, getting closer to week 7. Of course, also on the Kelly Rex side, King Philip off to a very impressive start as well, 4-0 overall, 2-0 within league play, scoring 110 points in their first 4 games and dealing some very lopsided defeats over there in the Kelly Rex, including an opening week loss, dealing North Attleboro an opening week loss, I should say. King Philip defeating North Attleboro in week 1, 24-14. Second down and 6 for the Rocketeers, with the clock moving down to 4.5 minutes. They hand it off to Nathan Pierce, and able to get an extra burst there in the end, close to the first down. And indeed he does move the chains for North Attleboro. Taking a look at Milford's schedule moving forward, they will be back on the road again next week, taking on the Sharon Eagles, before returning back home for the final 2 weeks prior to the playoff seedings being determined. Home matchups with Foxborough and Stoughton, leading us into week 7. As we see another big running play for the Rocketeers, taking it out to the Milford 36.
14-yard gain on the play, 1st and 10 with that.
Gain of 13 on the ground. The marching band keeping the fans entertained. On 1st and 10, another handoff. This time going to DiMatteo, who's made some plays on both sides of the ball so far tonight.
Number 23, Jonathan Schultz, the ball carrier.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this Davenport division matchup.
4-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd down and 6.
We do hope to eventually get a hold of the footage of last week's matchup on the road against Canton, courtesy of Canton Community TV, so keep an eye out for that on our Milford TV educational channel, as this time Milford is able to wrap up Nicholas Ranieri quickly. As we move ahead into the month of October, we'll have continuing coverage of both the Scarlet Hawks boys and girls soccer teams, and we will look to reconnect with the volleyball team as well, trying to surge here in the middle of the season after getting off to a very tough start to the year, dropping their first 6 matches before finally coming away with a win earlier this week, hoping that win is a springboard for a program that was a playoff team a year ago. The quarterback keeper for Ranieri, who's back in there under center. And that play takes us inside the final 90 seconds. 27-6, North Attleboro has led this game wire to wire, collecting an opening drive score all the way back in the first quarter. Taking a 20-0 lead at halftime. Milford narrowed it to 20-6, but that was as close as they would get, as North Attleboro will take this snap with under 60 seconds left to play. As Ranieri again will keep it as he takes it to the 25-yard line, enough for the first down. And just a couple of plays needed to bring this game to a conclusion. Milford will drop their second game here on their home field. Again, will fall to 1-3 overall on the season. North Attleboro, who has played just one home game so far on the year, that was last week against Sharon, will return home for a matchup with Foxborough next week. Should be a good game between two teams that will be right at the top of the Davenport standings. And so we will not see another play. That is it, as the final 3 seconds tick off the clock. And this game in the books, 27-6. North Attleboro is able to come to Milford and walk away with their third victory of the season. So again, North Attleboro improves to 3-1 overall, 2-0 in Hockomock League play. Milford with the loss drops to 1-3 and 1-1 within Hockomock League competition. So again, Milford will be back in action next week on the road against Sharon before returning home for back-to-back matchups before the playoffs are decided. So we will be back with more football coverage in a couple of weeks. Until then, a big thank you to our crew on hand for this game tonight, our director Rob O'Keefe and our camera operators Mike Sperling and Malcolm Zale roaming the sidelines. And I am Tim Coet. That final score one final time, 27-6. North Attleboro defeats Milford. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics right here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.